We got Finch here. We're gonna be recording a bunch of new games. We got Lax versus Kushalos. We got Lax versus Stone Cold. We got FLCL Nintendo. We got Realistic Waters versus Eternally Stupid Alt, and we have Kushalos versus Nintendo. So we've got two Nintendo games. We've got two Kushalos games. We've got two Lax games, an Eternally game, Realistic Waters. You know, a lot of good names here. So it's gonna be cool. But we're gonna go in chronological order, and we're gonna split it up by video. So this is one of likely 5 videos that I'll be uploading within the next day or two. I don't know if I'll have time to do them all in a row. Maybe I'll try to be a bit more brief with narration, but I don't want to cut off quality, so let's wait and see. But anyway, Kushalos versus Lax, two cool teams. From Lax, we have Weezing on an otherwise pretty standard balanced team with Shit Volley, Steel, and all that good. Delphox likely being either the Wish variant, which could make sense because you kind of want the ice cream secondary check and also like just, another fighting resist. You know what? Actually, you don't really want another fighting resist. You've got Weezing plus that. Yeah, maybe it's offensive Z. It could be Z on that. Could be Z on Torterra as well. I kind of think Z Torterra, especially defensive Sword Dance, is kind of neat too. But I know Lax prefers the leftovers on that set. However, he has to be Stealth Rock in this team anyway. He's got no other rock. So yeah, it's definitely Stealth Rock, especially against Torterra. Pivot Zatu. Probably just, your taunt with Weezing, Scarpa Simeon. And this might be, it could be pretty much anything Delphox set-wise in Survive Steel. Wish would actually still make some sense defensively, just not for the reason I say it. Anyway, I'm just going to pause for 1 second. I'll get into Kush's team. Sorry, I get an alert in Discord. Right, sorry, so anyway, we're back. Kushalos' team looks like a pretty standard balance. I like that it's got kind of this new era Stealth Rock on Druddigon. You've got actually Spikes from Pharaoh Seed. There is no Pursuiter, though. I'm not huge on Spikes Pharaoh Seed without Pursuit support. However, he does have means of pressuring it, and he also has Mold Breaker Druddigon. So, really, you only wall Pharaoh Seed with the Zatu. And, sure, you kind of wall Passimian, but you turn, and then, the Cryogonal and Helios take advantage of it, and Slowbro depending on set as well. Hell, you could even Toxic with Druddigon, so definitely workable. Then he's kind of a defensive background with Slowbro plus Cryogonal probably means it's physically defensive Slowbro, given that it's paired with Cryogonal and Pharaoh Seed. And then you've got what seems to be a Specs Heliolisk. It could be Z, but I think Specs is just better set, and probably Scarpa Simeon. But yeah, matchup-wise, I think Kushalos was favored, depending on if he has, Toxic and Druddigon. Because if it's, Stealth Rock plus Toxic, you can, Toxic to Zatu or the Torterra. And then something like Pharaoh Seed or Heliolisk, depending on that, can go in. I think he just has a bit more of a tempo advantage, but depending on Lax's sets, he can definitely have a decent chance as well. So let's see how this game goes. So, all right, Helios lead from Kush, while we have a Weezing. I imagine we just see Torterra here. Hyper Voice is going to do a mere 43%, especially defensive Stealth Rock. I imagine we just see a recovery move here, and we're going to see that. And now we'll probably see NU's Handshake, Rocks trade. Instead, we'll see 30% damage just to test the waters. You can always set up Stealth Rock next turn. However, instead of that, he goes into his Survive Steel, predicting Toxic, and then he Ice Beams. Okay, that's fair. This is pretty weak now. And you pretty much trade the 36-ish, 37% damage there as a Fire Punch. And now a Defog as Passimian comes in. So both Pokemon are chipped. Druddigon a bit weaker. U-turn on opposing Passimian, meaning Lax will lose momentum for this turn, but he's then going to regain it with the following U-turn on the Slowbro. Then that is physically defensive. Skulls is thrown out in the Zatu. One thing I noticed about Lax's team is there is a lack of a Skull switch in, really. A, there's no water resist at all. Wow. And B, if you switch Torterra and the Skull, you're being burnt, then Slowbro walls you. Also, if you take a Toxic, you basically lose the 1v1 because uninvested Windhammer isn't doing enough. You saw Zatu just took 44. So, if it's Calm Mind or if it's Assault Vest and Smash Special Attack, it's going to do a KO. Especially if it's Z even. So yeah, I don't like Lax's water counterplay, just the basic stuff like Slowbro, Slowking. If he faced a special Samurott, it would go ham. Or Swords Dance Samurott, hell, even. With just a little chip on Simeon would win. But I guess that was a risk he took. Yep, that's one notable thing that I don't like about Lax's team here. But anyway, we'll see the Helios come in on what I'd imagine would be a Roost. Yep, and now I'll probably just see the Torterra come in. And Kushalos reveals that he's got a really nice move here in the HP Ice. Now, he showed me this before the game. I sort of helped Kush, not a ton. He just kind of shows me teams oh, this is cool. I don't know about this, etc. kind of stuff. But yeah, HP Ice against a known Torterra spammer like Lax seems like a cool idea. It just happened to work out here, doing 88%. So now Hyper Voice pretty much is going to claim It's in its last deals now at under 60%. This is weakened. And obviously there's a ton to the Xatu, Weezing, and Passimian can't really switch in. So yeah, Delphox as well. So anyway, the deal list is not a great start. Are we gonna see him taking advantage of likely switching double now? But 37% HP to a non-black sludge. I mean, likely Rocky Helmet. But now we're gonna see Toxic Spikes here, which is cool. And I imagine we just see a Rapid Spin or Defog. It is Rapid Spin, which makes a lot more sense with the Spike support. Defog doesn't really make a ton of sense because Ghost types aren't common anyway. Anyway, we see U-turn, and now we see the Weezing come back into play. I imagine we'll just see the Cryogonal come in again. And it's going to take a Sludge Bomb for 25%. No poison. No 30%. It's going to be up to 81% after leftovers. And a Freeze Dry into the Passimian. So yeah, at this point, it looks like Lax is a bit behind. He pretty much lost 90% of Torterra's health to the HP Ice. And Kushalos isn't taking advantage of the momentum. The Passimian is chipped a bit more. And Druddigon and Steel Volley are pretty much traded chip. So yeah, Kush is the upper hand at this point. We're going to see the Druddigon come in on a U-turn, so he's going to get the chip. This is even weaker now. It does next to Freeze Dry, so probably going to have to start switching into Silvally or Delphox there. And we're going to see the Silvally Steel Ice Beam here. Starting shot on the Feral State. I imagine we just see Xatu. So unless this is Knock, I'm not sure why. Yeah, Leech Seed. I'm not huge on that play there. I think he could have just double switched. Anyway, we're going to see a Toxic and a Gyro Ball there. Taking Rocky Helmet damage. I mean, I guess that's okay. But, like, now he just goes Druddigon. So, yeah, okay, U-turn. So he gets to chip. But, like, I think that wasn't unnecessary. I think he should have just Toxic again. But I guess he's got a Helios, so it's fair. Ice Beam on the Slowbro doing a mere 10%. And it freezes it, but that's not a big deal because Scald hits everything on Lax's team, as I said before. So, yeah, I imagine we just see a Scald, though. And it's only going to do about 30-35% here. Not even 27 with the -1. But now we get free Helios. Instead, nope, we get a U-turn. Nicely done there by Lax. And I imagine we'll just see another U-turn here and a Druddigon fodder. So it is now 6-5 in favor of the Lax side. However, this is weakened. I mean, Hyper Voice goes ham. Torterra's weakened. So, yeah, I mean, I still would favor Kushalos here, although Lax is making some nicer plays. And there was a couple unnecessary fallacy plays. And now we're going to see that it's Protect Delphox. So it's pretty big. Kushalos, he's probably just going to have to let the Slowbro do Toxic. But instead he goes Cryogonal, and he dodges the Toxic, which is of vital importance in this game, I'd say. And instead he's going to Toxic right into Silvally Steel. We're going to see a Freeze Dry here chip, predicting the parting shot. Nicely done there. He's going to let Slowbro or Helios again for free. But Passimian's going to come in here, although don't have a ton of like switch-ins. He's going to predict the U-turn and go to the Ferris. He's going to get chipped down to 2% there. Nice risk there by Kush. It definitely worked out. Although now he's forced out no matter what into Slowbro on a substitute. Okay, so it's not the Wish variant, but rather it's the substitute Protect Toxic Flamethrower variant, which is quite cool. I actually like that a lot on this team. Kind of like a Toxic Invasion feel with the Toxic Weezing in that. And then you probably have like not really a ton to take advantage of it, but I think it's still a cool concept. I like the way that Lax integrated that into his team. I just wish he had a Scald check, pretty much. But anyway, let's see. We're going to see Protect here on Scald. Okay, so yeah, up to 71%. Pretty much good. And now we're going to see Toxic on another Scald. Okay, now I think we might just see another Protect and then Future Sight. Interesting play there by Kushalos. Covered pretty much everything besides substitute. And I imagine we'll just see a Scald on a sub. Yup. Okay, so I just wonder, I guess Kush goes Helio. Yup. And on the sub, he can Hyper Voice through and pretty much claim a kill. Also, he gets the Future Sight damage there. Mere 19%, but it's better than nothing. I don't know why he went Passimian here. I felt like the Hyper Voice was free. Let's see here. So Torterra died. So Volley Steel 3 KO'd, but like you can't kill back. Weezing died. Yeah, so I feel like that was a misplay. I feel like he had no reason not to feature Hyper Voice there. Unless you lacked it, which would make no sense whatsoever. Because you just usually miss over Dark Pulse. Yeah, Hyper Voice was the play there. Anyway, he doubles the Passimian for whatever reason. And knocks. And you knock into the Weezing. And interesting information here. So it happens to be a Z Weezing. So I'm thinking Z Haze right now. It happens to be something different later in the game, but I'm not going to spoil that for you guys. The Z Haze recovers you to full, basically, and it hazes stuff. It was actually a bit more common during the Venusaur metagame, because she was like sort of semi-checked that, and you got Haze off, but like now it's Venusaur banned, it's less seen, but Haze is still cool, especially with Kushalos known for using stuff like Bulk Up Passimian. You can't really go wrong there. But it turns out to be something different. So let's wait and see. Sludge Bomb here. No poison again. So this Cryogonal pretty much immune to getting poisoned. Avoided 2 poisons. Freeze there, more chip, leaving this down 34%. Still 6-5 though. Parting shot into Pissimian. Nice play there by both, I'd say, because you just get a U-turn out here. You imagine you see a U-turn into like maybe Z Haze here, but we're going to see the Helios come in on whatchamacallit, Sludge Bomb here. Okay, I'm just going to pause for 1 second here. Alright, I'm back. So yeah, we see a Sludge Bomb there for 54% in the Helios. Perhaps revealing that onto some special attack investment. I'm not quite sure. Calc, it's not going to break through. But yeah, of note, perhaps it is not Z Haze, as we will see more as the game ensues. But anyway, that's a big chunk off Helios. However, it is going to 100% claim a kill here, given the health of everything. And we'll see a safe Hyper Voice there, meaning that if even if Torterra came in, it wouldn't matter. And now the Delphox comes in, it eats the Hyper Voice and dies to Flamethrower. I'm not fond of this play. I feel like Flame was obvious. You can't risk click Substitute. Okay, so Flame and Protect are obvious. You can't risk clicking Substitute, because although that's best if Slowbro comes in, you just do it the next turn because you're faster. And if you sub in that Hyper Voice, you're fucked because you just threw out another Pokemon. So I feel like keeping Helios there would have been a bit better. But I think Kush felt otherwise, and he does get damaged to the point where this is pretty much in neutral range. If it's not Z Haze on the Weezing, then it's like Pissimian could clean later on in game, especially with Torterra weekend. So, okay, it's a fair play. I just disagree. I personally would have went Slowbro there. Anyway, I imagine we just see the Pissimian here protect, so I might have to click Knock. He clicks Knock. Yep, okay. So it looks like Pissimian is the win condition if it's not Z Haze or Pain Split. We're going to see the Torterra foddered off here. Leftovers knocked off as it dies, 18%. We see the 27% Weezing come in. We're going to see the Slowbro pivot in on a Fire Blast, pitching Cryogonal. Nicely done. Big turn here. I'm just going to warn you now. We're going to see something we did not expect. It's going to be Z, and it's not Z Poison, it's Z Gigavolt, having the Z Thunder, and it takes out the physically defensive Slowbro, and that gives Lax a huge chance in this game that he previously lacked, because now look, Weezing pretty much is threatening to the Ferroseed with Fire Blast, but also it could beat the Pissimian one-on-one potentially if he has some defense drop, so there's still a chance, despite his team being so weakened, and even then it could come down to a Pissimian speed tie, best case scenario. So there's still a chance for Lax here. So let's see what happens. We're going to see the Sylvali Steel come in on a freeze dry, and I imagine we just see a parting shot here predicting the Pissimian, but if it's got at least something tripping it, nope. Okay, so he gets that correct, goes out to Weezing. Now he's going to live pretty much anything, and U-turn for 7%. Yup. Cryogonal comes in on a Toxic Spike. Okay, so it's probably going to be a rapid spinner. We see the Delphox come in to try and get another hit off. And yep, Delphox comes in on a Toxic. Kind of funny because the Cryogonal was not Toxic when it should have been all game. However, it's in Blaze range, so we're going to see the Flamethrower do 79%. And after Toxic and Leftovers negate each other, I don't think it'll be in Freeze Dry range. So after just Recover, Flame is going to be a roll, and it's going to kill the Cryogonal. Okay, so now we're in, is it going to die to Poison? No, it's going to be at 6%. We're in a 2 to 4 position. However, Kush is pretty much going to claim a kill either by going to Ferroseed and clicking Protect, and clicking whatever move. But let's look at Lax's remaining Pokemon. We've got the Delphox, which dies to anything. We've got Pissimian, which is at... Fuck, let me scroll over you. Weezing's at 20. Okay, let's go back a bit. Pissimian... Sorry, this is like super unprofessional, but I need to see. Pissimian's at 14%. Okay. Hold up. We're going to get back to it. I'm sorry. Spawn, Toxic, yep. So we got Pissimian at 14%. We've got the Sylvali Steel at 29%. It's cut off, I'm sorry. So close combat kills probably everything, depending on if it kills the Weezing. But knockoff does even less to the Weezing because it's got no item. It's Z. Z's already used, but that's irrelevant knockoff damage. And the Sylvali Steel also lives knockoff. So I think for Kushalos, you think you have enough PP, you have to click close combat. But Protect here, and he clicks knockoff. So now you're kind of left puzzled. Why was that the move to click? Whatever the outcome, this has been the most exciting game I've had so far. It was fun. Kushalos said in the chat. And I say shut the fuck up because A, it's pretty funny and B, through. Anyway, Lax posts a calc in the chat of Pissimian knockoff on Weezing. Basically saying, we ain't giving up yet, boys. Because he needed this chip to get into close combat range to make it a speed-type game. So he gets the damage off, he eats it. I think he conditioned Lax to basically, he conditioned Kushalos to stay in there. You know what? yeah, stay in there and not close combat, which would have been the better play because it would have done more by posting that chalk. I feel like the play here, even if you wanted to close combat into the knockoff into the Delphox for whatever reason, was to switch out, fight off Ferroseed, and then just spam close combat and win the game. Potentially, because you could go to yeah, Ferroseed for chip. Was it in I don't know if it's in Rocky and in Ruskin Iron Barb's range, but like close combat was clearly the play because you don't want to take that extra damage because then you're in close combat range yourself. So like you eat a close combat from Passimian, it doesn't matter. But no, he clicks knockoff here. So Volley still comes in, eats it. We're going to see Ferroseed, Ice Beam, Flamethrower reveals to have it. Maybe he didn't think that he had Flamethrower. And then he's like, okay, so now this comes down to a speed tie for sure. And, I mean, in my opinion, Lax played better. Just, I feel like Kushalos kind of mishandled the late game. So let's see how this comes down. Both are 2-0. Speed tie determines the game. And Lax is going to win the game. And that'll make him 3-0 and Kushalos 2-1. Nicely played game on his part. The Toxic Dodge was unfortunate for him, on Cryogonal. Unfortunate for his side. And he emerged victorious in a very close game that came down to the wire. Kushalos did mishandle the endgame, but I think both players are cool teams. And besides that, there were some pretty cool players. So yeah, nice NU games here. This is finished. Peace.